The second on the other.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, can someone check that we're streaming?
Looks like we are.
Awesome, thank you. Trying to edit the link on the agenda that's publicly noted and on the website, and then we can begin.
That was just the delay. Sorry, I have my YouTube still up. I've posted it on all 3 Facebook pages.
It's updated on the website now.
Perfect.
Okay, so we can begin. Thank you for your patience. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
Okay, great. Hey, can I get Miss El Deary, do you mind to act as secretary for today?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Do you want me to go ahead and take roll?
Yes, if I can find out where my sign is.
I can call it off the web page.
There you go. Mhm.
So Principal Hollis,
Present.
Doug Brooks,
Present.
myself, I'm here, Joshua Griggs,
Present.
Regina Bryant,
Present.
Sudie Nolan Casmatas,
Present.
Jason Langbean,
Present.
Tina Patel,
Present.
and we have 1 community seat open and 1 swing seat open. And we have quorum.
Awesome, thank you. I do apologize because everything on this computer is moving super slow.
I can pull up the Go Team meeting minutes from the last meeting for everyone to kind of scan over, because I believe we have to approve those if you haven't.
We do,
Taking a
but we
peek
have
at
to call
those.
the meetings to order as well. So good afternoon. Welcome to the David T. Howard Gold Team meeting, where we will have the following agenda as has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I am pleased to call this meeting of the David T. Howard Gold Team to order at 4:54 p.m. I will act in the capacity of the Gold Team interim chair for this meeting. Our first order of business is to appoint an interim secretary and call roll. Ms. Eldery has been asked to serve as the interim secretary only for this meeting. Our official secretary for the 25-26 school year will be elected during this meeting. The interim secretary will now take roll, and she already has. And she has already declared that we have quorum. Okay. So our first order of business is to approve the agenda. Do I have anyone that wants the motion to approve the agenda as noted?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
if you could just raise your hands. Thank you.
Any opposed? All right, so the agenda has been approved. Our next order of business to begin, what we're gonna do now is to fill our vacant seats.
I do have a nomination for the swing seat.
Okay, these seats, which have been vacated prior to the end of the seat's term, we don't have any that were vacated, but individuals appointed to that seat will serve to the end of the term. I have the following nominations for the Go Team vacant seats and my rationale. I wanted to, we don't have any vacant seats. We do need to fill the community seat, the community member seat. And this person will serve a full 2 years. And what I am asking us to do is table this nomination to the next meeting because I have been trying to get us day one ready. And you will see the numbers. And I wanted to make sure that I have an option of someone who's not a current parent and that's willing to commit to the time that serving on the Go Team entails. I would like someone to follow. I mean, do I need to motion that, Diane?
Yes, that would be preferred.
Yes. So can someone motion that we table to fill the open community seat until the next meeting?
I moved.
Do I have a second?
second,
And do we have ayes? Any nays? Thank you, that has carried. I do want to ask that if we have any suggestions of people that I can vet, if you can email those people to me. Again, I do not want it to be a current parent.
And do they need to fill out, maybe this is a Go Team office question. I just dropped that community seat interest form. Do they have to fill out that form? Is that what is wanted from the Go Team office?
No, thank you for asking. They don't have to fill out that form. We collect names throughout the year, and then we do send what's been put in the survey if the principal asks. And I have sent that to Miss Hollis, and I know that it is that there were quite a few names in there, so. But I wasn't able to get to it until late yesterday, so I don't think she's had time to even look at it. Because
Okay.
we've been supporting for day one also.
Okay. So that's a link I just popped in so people know.
Great, thank you. We will now move to opening the swing seat. This person will serve the Go Team for a full 2 years. The nomination for the swing seat member may be made by any Go Team member. I would like to nominate Dr. James Davis, who is currently a math teacher, 6th grade. And then are there any additional nominations for the swing seat member?
I would like to nominate Jenny Reiner, and Jenny is a parent of a 6th and an 8th grader at Howard. And I asked her just to give a little blurb background that I could read, since she's not on staff at Howard. So she is a Virginia Highlands resident for 20 years. She started a career in advertising and shifted paths to earn a degree in early childhood education from Georgia State. Her passion for public schools led her from the classroom to active involvement in APS. She served as the PTO president and Go Team chair at Springdale Park Elementary, and then played a hands-on role. Some of you guys might remember her from when we were transitioning and opening Virginia Highlands, and now she is at Virginia Highlands. In addition to what she does at school, she's on a couple other boards. She's been involved in the Virginia Highland District Association as well as the Temple. And she plans fundraisers for Fern Bank and IFF, which is a pediatric brain tumor research fundraiser. That's a little bit about Jenny.
Thank you for that information. I guess.
Does Dr. Davis want to tell us a little bit about himself? I see he's on, or do you have some information to tell us a little bit about Mr. Davis?
I can let him tell. I was going to tell, but he can tell.
Well, hello. I'm Dr. Davis. I have been here at Howard. This is my 2nd year at Howard. From 7th grade to 6th grade this year. I'm from Louisiana, prior military. I've been working on several degrees over the past few years and decided to bring my talents here to Howard Middle School with Miss Hollis. So.
Right. Thank you for that. Are there any other nominations before we close the nominations? All right, thank you for those 2 nominations. We will now proceed with a vote to fill the swing seat. Before we begin with voting, does anyone have any additional comments or discussion about these nominees?
I have a question, Principal Hollis. You do, can a staff be a community seat or no?
No, it must be someone from the community. It can't be a parent or a staff member. The swing seat is where we
I think
get.
it can be a parent. You just prefer it not to be a parent, correct?
Okay, I'm gonna let Diane answer that because it was my understanding that it's preferred for it not to be a parent, since there are parent seats that are nominated.
So, according to the handbook, the eligibility for the community seat is that they cannot be a full-time APS employee. So beyond that,
So they can be
that's-
a parent.
they can be a parent, but
Okay.
I do know that there that or a lot of our Go teams and a lot of our principals, they like to bring in somebody from outside of the school and the community to really provide that balance, because we already have 3 parents, 3 staff, and then those community seats and that swing seat can help balance things out as to that end.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? All right, so now we will proceed with a vote on the nominees. If we could, how do you want to table this vote? You want them raising hands again? Elder? Hands?
However you want to do it. Yeah, hands works. I have a screen view that I can see everyone's hands.
Awesome. Can we get anyone who is interested in voting in favor of Miss Reiner to raise their hand at this time?
So I see Doug Brooks, Tina Patel, Studi Nolan, and myself. So that would be 4.
And now can we proceed to vote in favor of Dr. James Davis?
I see Mr. Langbein, Miss Bryant, and Mr. Griggs. 3.
And do we have anyone that wants to abstain from voting? I think we have everybody accounted for. So congratulations to Ms. Reiner, who will serve as the Go Team's swing seat for the 25 through 27, 2025 through 2027 term. I do
Thank
not
you, Dr.
have
Davis, for
any
putting your name out there.
information. Okay. Are you going to share that person's information? Because I don't know who this person is. And I have to add them to the
Oh,
website.
sure, no problem. She, I believe, applied formally to the community seat last year, so I believe Diane has it. And you may have it in that list Diane sent you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Davis, for your willingness to serve. Now we will review minutes from last meeting, the last meeting of 24-25 school year. The Go Team office, I'm sorry. If there are any corrections offered and they've been provided to you through the website, do we have any corrections that are offered to those minutes? All right, hearing none, no further corrections, may I have a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes?
So moved.
A second,
I second.
all in favor? Raise your hands. Any opposed? Raise your hand. If anyone abstains, please raise your hand. The motion has been carried and second, and each member has voted, and the secretary has recorded the motion to be approved. So now we are moving on to the electing of Go Team officers and representatives. Before we begin these nominations, I want to remind the Go Team of the following. Nominations do not have to be second. A member may nominate themselves. A member may nominate more than one person for any position. A member may decline a nomination during the nomination process. Members may not serve more than 2 consecutive terms, 2 years, in the same officer position at the same school. Nominees do not have to leave the room during the nomination period or when a vote is taken. If there is more than one nominee per elected office, each nominee will be offered an opportunity to share why they should be elected to the seat. The newly elected officers will assume their positions starting at the conclusion of this meeting and serve until June 30th. All voting members have only one vote per seat. And Ms. Reiner has now joined the meeting and is able to vote. First, we will elect the Go Team chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the chair include but are not limited to leading Go Team meetings, working with the principal and Go Team to develop meeting agendas, ensuring every Go Team member has an opportunity to be heard, monitoring team compliance. I will now open the floor to receive chair nominations. Would any of the, oh, yeah.
I would be willing to do the job. I would really like to continue with Kat, but if we need to wait till we add a community seat, we can do that as well.
Ms. Eldery, it seems like you're the only nominee. So, because you nominated yourself, we don't have to worry about if you want to decline the nomination. If there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We only have one person being considered for the chair seat. The nomination for the chair is Deanna Eldery. At this time, I will offer you an opportunity to explain why you're the best candidate for the position, and other Go Team members may ask the nominee questions before voting.
I am willing to do this role to help work with Principal Hollis to set agendas and look to all of you for your leadership to work together in the meetings. And that is what I'm looking forward to. Any questions?
All right, we will proceed with voting. Please raise your hand to vote for your choice in the Go Team chair position. Please raise your hand if you vote for Ms. Eldery. Do we have anyone voting against? Do we have anyone that wants to abstain? All right, Ms. Eldery, you have won the majority vote. And you proceed with to the below announcement. Oh no, that's not it. And you will serve as the co-chair for this school year. Congratulations. Now we will elect the Go Team's vice chair. As a member, the responsibilities of the vice chair include but are not limited to ensuring the Go Team follows parliamentarian procedures, working with the principal and chair to develop meeting agendas, acting as chair if the chair is not present. I will now open the floor to receive vice chair nominations.
I would like to nominate Miss Nolan.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, Ms. Nolan, would you like the opportunity to decline that nomination?
I will take that nomination.
If there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the vice chair seat. The nomination is for vice chair is Ms. Nolan. At this time, I will offer the vice chair nominee an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Go team members may ask the nominee questions before voting.
I am a reluctant nomination. However, it's my second year on the Go team. I have been actively involved in Atlanta Public Schools for a very long time and have come through this cluster. I have kids. I no longer have kids at the elementary level, but I do have kids at the middle and high school level. So I've been involved as a parent and I have been involved as faculty. And I certainly believe in our school.
Do we have any questions for Ms. Nolan? Hearing none, please raise your hand to vote for your choice for vice chair of the Go team. Raise your hand if you're voting in favor of Ms. Nolan. Do you have anyone that's voting against this nomination? Anyone that wants to abstain, or please raise your hand at this time. Congratulations, Ms. Nolan. You will serve as the Go Team Vice Chair for this school year. Now we will elect the Go Team Secretary. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the Secretary include but are not limited to posting Go Team documents, agendas, summaries, and minutes to the website, taking minutes at the Go Team meetings, ensuring the Go Team is in compliance with Georgia open meeting laws. I will now open the floor to receive Secretary nominations.
Can I ask a question? Will whatever new software we go to, will that have AI meeting minute manager so that can really help someone? Are we allowed to use that?
So AI can be really great to help with that overview, but the things that we have seen that AI can sometimes really struggle with is like who made a motion, who seconded a motion, and
Right.
who's voted. So it's a yes, but right?
It can be
Yes,
a supplement or an addition to.
it can be a starting place is what I would actually
Okay.
do. Because if it takes it, that's fine, and it's always easier, to edit and proof, but you still
Right.
have to make sure all of those items are in there because that's what's required by the state.
Okay. Perfect.
We still need nominations.
And I will tell everybody from the Go Team office that we do have templates for everything. We are here to support you. You have any questions, I'm happy to work with you one-on-one. We try to make it as plug and chug and easy as possible for this. So don't let it be daunting to you.
But I nominate Hina. This is your second year, Hina. Would you be interested in doing that role?
Sorry. I will take that nomination.
So I'm not going to wait any longer because we had a very long wait period. At this time, I would like to offer Dr. Patel an opportunity to explain why she's the best candidate for the position and open the floor to Go Team members asking questions of the nominee.
So like most of you, we've been a part of Atlanta Public Schools for almost 6 years now. I haven't served in any capacity with Atlanta Public Schools, but have in Gwinnett County Public Schools, private schools, and now have a preschool of my own. So I'm very familiar with note taking and documentation and all of that. So I'm more than happy to do it for our Go Team.
Thank you. Do I have any questions? Okay, so please raise your hand if you would like to vote in favor of Dr. Patel as our choice for the secretary of our GO team. Do I have anyone that would like to abstain? Congratulations, Dr. Patel. You will serve as the GO team secretary for this school year. Now we will elect the GO team's cluster representative. Cluster representatives may also hold an officer position, chair, vice chair, or secretary. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the cluster representative include but are not limited to attending all cluster advisory team meetings, approximately 3, reporting back to the GO team on the CAT meetings. I will now open the floor to receive cluster representative nominations.
Nominate Ms. Alderi.
And I'll take that nomination.
Are there any other nominations before we close the floor? Hearing no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have one person being nominated, being considered for the cluster representative seat. The nominee for a cluster representative is Ms. Deary. At this time, I will offer the cluster representative nominee an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Other GO team members may ask nominee questions before voting.
I would like to continue with the CAT role. I think we did some great things last year by starting an engagement committee, which I led that. And we had 3 different information sessions on topics that the cluster felt were important to them: safety, data, as well as testing. In addition, I just promise you that I will bring back everything and listen to you. And I think that's really important. It's a valuable piece of the GO team, and we'll keep you guys all informed.
Are there any questions? Please raise your hand to vote for your choice, Ms. Deary, as our cluster representative for our GO team. Do we have anyone who would like to abstain? Congratulations, Ms. Deary. You will serve as the GO team cluster representative for this school year. Now we move on to our next item of business in reviewing and updating or confirming our GO team's public comment protocol. Public comment opportunities are available for GO teams to hear from interested members of the community. From section 3.4 of the GO team handbook, opportunities for public comment shall be provided at least 4 times in a school fiscal year and noted on the GO team's webpage and meeting agenda. Each GO team will determine a consistent method for receiving public comments and for parents and other citizens to sign up to address the team. At least 20 minutes of time will be allotted for public comment for the public to make comments at meetings where public comment is permitted. And the public will receive at least 2 business days notice of the public comment protocol.
I'm sorry, are you asking for input for that?
In a second.
Okay.
Please take a moment to review our current public comment protocol and information. Are there any recommendations for updates or changes to the public comment protocol? I don't think this is ours. Let me grab ours. Can you see this page?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ms. Nolan. This is ours. And so are there any recommendations for updates or changes to our public comment protocol.
Did we have public, sorry, this is a question. Did we have public comment only at the end of our meetings?
No.
Or did we have
I
it at
don't
the
think this
beginning and
was
the end?
ours.
Beginning and the end. This is what was on the website last year.
Yeah, so I guess I would recommend that we change number 5 to reflect that. I think, did we split the time period last year so that we went both ways?
We did. Morningside did that while we were there, and that's a suggestion that I brought forward. I know Midtown did that last year as well, and VHE just adopted that model. So breaking it up into 10 minutes at the beginning and 10 minutes at the end. And the rationale for that was, so if there's something to be voted on in the middle, community has option to public comment before. And if there's something we discuss, then they have an opportunity to give public comment at the end.
Thank you, Ms. Nolan. Any other adjustments to the protocol?
I believe we also did maximal meetings, and that was, again, just to allow anyone and everyone the opportunity to engage should they want to. We have very few public comments, but I think the intention behind opening up every meeting for it, it's only 20 minutes, is important for the community to know that they have input in the governance structure and decision-making.
I think last year we did all except for this one and one other one, but majority of the meetings had opportunity for public comment. But that is what we decide when we get ready to pick our meeting dates. So right now we're just looking at the actual protocol and making recommendations for any changes or updates.
And you're flexible on that 24 hours, correct? For number 4, it will close 24 hours before the meeting. You've been flexible, I think, on that.
Yeah, I don't close it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think as long as we're still willing to be flexible on that number 4 part, then it doesn't need to change.
Mm-hmm.
All right, may I have a motion to adopt this public comment protocol?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
I think that was Dr. Bryant. All in favor, if you can raise your hand. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, so the secretary will note that who made the motion, who seconded, and how everyone voted in the minutes, and record this public comment as being approved. Okay, adhering to the agenda, we will now discuss our meeting calendar for this school year. As a reminder, the GO team is required to have at least 6 business meetings this school year, this meeting plus at least 6 more. 4 of the meetings must permit time for public comment. Meetings cannot be held during the instructional school day. Meetings must be live streamed and recorded, and meeting locations for hybrid meetings must be in places which can accommodate the public. May I have suggestions or recommendations for meeting dates and times? Please note that 3 of the meetings must be held for budget process. The first one should be in late January, early February to review the budget allocations. The second, early to mid-February for draft budget presentations and feedback, and the 3rd in early March for budget approval.
Do you have any suggestions on when you get information from principal meetings or whatnot? That would be good ideas, like after the second week, or what? I don't know when your meetings are, when information flows to you. What would be the best time to meet with us in the month?
I can look that up.
A cadence, I guess I would.
It looks like it varies, right? But around the 3rd week of each month for the most part.
That would be a good time to meet the
It's
3rd
also-
week, or
It's also on a Wednesday. And I know previously we tried to do Tuesday, so just throwing that out there as well.
you're suggesting week 3 Wednesday, or are you stating that that's when your meetings are?
I'm stating that is when my meetings are.
Okay.
Was there a cadence last year? And did it work, or was it just individual to each month?
We traditionally did it around second Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Nolan, Dr. Bryant. Am I right?
It's sort of second or third.
Yeah, it was like the third Tuesday.
The teachers normally stay on Tuesdays, and so that's why we picked Tuesdays. We did have to move a lot of things around in the winter based on when we received information for budgeting.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say have flexibility in that space because those dates are not etched in stone. I won't know anything until mid to late January about if we need to change something, but as soon as I know, I send it out.
What do you think about about 2 weeks after your first meeting? So looking at like the first week of the month. So then that gives you a week and a half.
So Tuesdays, the first week is normally a faculty meeting, so that would not work if we're doing Tuesday, but if we wanted to do Wednesday, then that's fine.
How does that look for the holidays in the winter? Because if we get towards the end of the month, Thanksgiving and Christmas, we lose November and December.
We did
Yeah.
I believe we did the second-ish or third, right?
I'm going back and looking what we did previously.
We always do it like the second or third Tuesday. So if we're looking at the 3rd or 4th Wednesday, we're looking at September 17th.
I would just interject, or I would prefer to avoid Wednesdays. That's when I hold my afternoon tutorial sessions. I know I'm just one member. But for the math team, I do tutorials on Wednesdays. So that would be a conflict for me. Would prefer Thursdays or Mondays if we didn't do Tuesday.
In the past, we did the second Tuesday in each month. I mean, I'm looking at from last year. It was always the second Tuesday, not the first Tuesday.
How does
I
the
feel like
second
the
Tuesday?
second or sorry to interrupt.
How does the second Tuesdays of months look? Then we don't get jammed up with Thanksgiving and Christmas time in November and December if we have meetings then. So that would put us about the 9th, September 9th. And then we have in the past, last year, we did every other meeting was, and correct me if I'm wrong, some of the people from last year. So every other meeting is in person with a virtual component versus virtual component, or only virtual. So it goes back and forth. So every other meeting is in person. And if you aren't able to make the in-person, you can hop on via Zoom. So the first one would be September 9th. If we're looking at the second Tuesday, how does that look for people?
It looks good to me. I just did a quick scan on the calendar. It looks like that would work with most of the school or the district holidays, except for October, that the second Tuesday is during fall break.
True.
I do have a conflict with that September 9th.
Oh.
If we could do that Monday or Wednesday. Because that's faculty meeting, because we have parent-teacher conferences on September 2nd. Just because of how curriculum night fell this year. And then because, just care of staff, because
Sure.
it's right next to faculty meeting, I would ask for that one to be virtual.
Okay, so we're looking at September 8th, virtual only. How does that work? Monday, September 8th, virtual only.
Sounds good for me. With public comment, correct?
With public comment. I think that's important too, because the long range planning plan and community packet is coming out the week of the 18th and community engagement is starting. So I think that would be good to have public comment if necessary.
All right, so now we're on.
Do we have a thumbs up for everyone in September? Does that work? Work. Jenny, does that work for you? Perfect. Great. Okay, so we'll move on. Then you said, Josh, October, we're looking at then the following week, the week of the 13th. How does you guys want to flip that?
13th is fall break.
So you want to do the 7th?
And that's faculty meeting.
That's faculty meeting, so it has to be the third Tuesday, the 21st.
Or we could do it on a
Right.
Monday again.
Oh, true.
Okay. So the 6th?
I've got a conflict.
On the 6th.
Not the 6th, but the 20th.
So I think
I think we're looking at the
October
6th right now.
The 6th?
Monday the 6th. And that would be in person, or you could log on via Zoom. How does Monday the 6th look for everyone? Good? Thumbs up? All
Yeah.
right. Keep moving. November? Who's looked at November? Election day is the 4th.
The 11th.
Looking at the 11th.
Yeah.
November 11th is a Tuesday. How does that look for everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs up. So that would be virtual only. I'm just going to go back and forth unless somebody isn't good with that. December. I do think it's important to have one in December because the board will be voting on, well, actually, they'll be voting before that.
Because that's
They'll
one
be
of
voting before that.
Rising Rams events and a lot of reaching out to feeder schools.
December.
So I would just
Yeah, the voting is going to happen before at the beginning of December on that December 1st or December 8th. So we won't be able to have a meeting, I think, before that. Our November meeting will be the one before that.
Okay.
I have a question. October 6th, is that virtual or in person?
In person, but
Okay.
if you need to have a virtual link, it is hybrid.
So is a suggestion, Principal Hollis, that we skip over December right now and then add one if one is necessary if something comes up?
Correct.
Is everyone okay with that? Fabulous. All right, let's go to January.
January, maybe.
And you said late January, early February?
Is probably like the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to try to hit that budget, that be that first budget meeting?
Correct. pending
Right,
Mhm.
right.
comes out.
So Tuesday, January 7th, and that would be in person.
27.
January 27th, right?
27th, yes. I think I broke up, sorry. Does that work for everyone?
Mhm.
Good.
I do think that during the budget process, we did take one of those public comments away just because it's a lot of information. It might have been the first one or second one. I can't remember which one, if somebody wants to go back and look. But because it kind of goes along with just the information that has to be shared, we didn't do a public comment on one of them, one of the three.
Do you want to wait till you see what the content is, and then we can adjust the agenda as we get closer on
Sounds
those
great.
meetings, or
Yeah, that sounds great. I just wanted to make sure we plan for, yep.
is that okay with everyone, that we'll have public comment on them and then we'll take it off the one that there's always one that seems to be meatier than the others? Okay.
Yeah.
The next date would be 2/10. Any objections with 2/10?
February 10th is a
Mhm.
Tuesday,
It
and that
is.
would be virtual only. We're just going back and forth. Is everyone good with that? Thumbs up if you're good with that.
Mhm.
Good, good, good. Doug, you good? Good, good, Jenny? Perfect.
And then March 10th.
Right. I have a conflict with March 10th, although it's just one person. So if we do it that day, that's fine.
March 9th. March 9th, I hear no conflict. In person. And then final date, April
14th.
If we're keeping with the same cadence, that is the Tuesday after spring break ends. I just wanted to throw that out there in case y'all are expecting a lot of information when we had been off school for a week.
Should we hold it the following week just because of the spring break? Or do we think it's okay to, should we
We
do it
did
the
the following
21st?
week. We wouldn't be able to do Tuesday because that's our GMAS
Right.
faculty meeting.
Right.
So, but that's a virtual meeting as well, so you all let me know. So what's on the table right now is 4/14 or 4/20.
We'll suggest 4/20 because that's right before tax day.
Do you do your own taxes, Dr. Brian? 4/20 virtual. I think we have met the criteria, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gives us 7 meetings, and it gives us flexibility if we would like to cancel one. So we
So
need to-
April is,
the 20th. You had a question?
what date in April?
April 20th.
Okay.
So the dates that we will now need a motion for are September 8th, October 6th, November 11th, January 27th, February 20th, March 9th, April 20th.
Are we February 20th or 10th?
I'm sorry, February 10th. You're right.
I think we're the 10th.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Nolan. You're already being the secretary. All right, do I have a motion?
So moved.
A second?
I second.
All
Second,
in
yeah.
favor?
Wonderful. I believe I see everyone's hands up there. Perfect.
Any opposed? Anyone abstaining?
See none.
All right, please enter these dates into your personal calendars so you do not forget.
And,
I will add them
and
to
I'm
the website.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Principal Hollis. So the first one, September, is virtual or in person?
Virtual September, October is in person, November is virtual, January is in person, February is virtual, March is in person, April is virtual.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I will add those to the calendar by the end of the weekend, just in case you didn't get all of the dates. Now we will move to the Go Team meeting.
And Principal Hollis, I'm sorry, are those all at 4:45?
Oh, we can say a time. Well, I would like it at 4:45 so we can
Mhm.
get the kiddos out and hopefully we won't have any late buses. But if we do, it gives us a little cushion.
Perfect. So I just wanted to add that 4:45.
Thank you. All right, now we will determine our Go Team meeting norms. We will begin by reviewing the initial Go Team meeting norms that are seen before you. Does anyone have any changes to these norms? I would like to propose the same norm that we added last year, that we have a maximum time of 90 minutes.
I think as long as if necessary, we can vote to extend that, that's fine. Like we did last year.
Mhm.
So the motion is maximum of 90-minute meetings with the ability to extend it by vote if necessary. I don't know how to legally put that, Doug, if you want to help me.
So you're saying that we can be in a meeting for 2 hours if it's necessary?
Yes, if it's necessary, if we vote and extend it. Like we did last year.
We did that at least once last year.
And we would have to vote. So everybody has to see that that is for the good of the group. Not, the majority. Do I have any other changes to these norms or questions, points of clarity? May I have a motion to adopt the norms with the addition?
So moved.
A second?
Second,
Did you catch who did the second?
I saw Hina's hand up.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. All in favor, please raise your hand. Any opposed? Raise your hand. Anyone abstain?
I see one abstention.
Okay. All right, so we are moving on to our our discussion items. We did not have any, but I did want to publicly note that as I last noted, our milestones data is to be released or released from embargo by the state tomorrow. pending that there are no changes. So I just wanted to, I don't know if that should have been a discussion item, but didn't know if anybody had any questions.
And that's ELA and math, all of it?
Everything, all
Fabulous.
amounts.
And you've seen the data before. You're just saying it's about to be publicly released.
I've seen the data. I have not seen the data from the state, which means there are certain students that didn't have FAE that would not be included in the data that I have seen. So if I haven't been at the school long enough, then it doesn't count towards the school's data. And I don't know who those students are exactly to
Got
be
it.
able to calculate that. So I do have a very close estimate of what the data will look like, yes. Any other questions? All right. And now we will move on to information items. And in those information items starts with the principal update, where we're talking about our personal electronic devices. This has been a hot topic for us for at least 2 years. And I think that we have came to and received input from all of our stakeholders to get information on how to move forward. And we really advertised to our families once the decision was made on firm enforcement of consequences. As you see on this screen, it has been communicated to parents in multiple ways. And it is mostly in alignment with what the district says. So one thing that had been a sticking point that I think we came to a great meeting point on was really not saying cell phones, but personal electronic devices, meaning any device that you are using as a cell phone. So if your watch is acting as a cell phone at that time, now it goes under these consequences and rules. If you're using your watch as a watch, then you can have your watch. So on and so forth. The first offense is a warning call from the teacher. The second offense is this device being confiscated from the student and returned at the end of the day by front office staff, but receiving a violation letter. The third offense will result in the device being confiscated and the parent or guardian scheduling a time to pick up the device with a meeting with the grade level administrator and also a letter documenting that this is the third occurrence. At the fourth offense, the device is confiscated with a parent conference. I'm sorry, the third offense was the parent being contacted by the administrator. The fourth is a parent conference with the administrator. And the student would lose privilege of possessing that device on school property for the remainder of that semester. Questions?
I've gotten some questions about the watches and just wanting to know how that's working. In terms of how is that working? Is it working well? Are you guys able, I mean, it's only day 3 or 4.
It's day 4. I was gonna say
Day 4.
I was gonna wait till you finish.
But I know that, well, maybe next month or principal's coffee, I know there is some talk around how is the implementation of the watch function only on, and if that gets challenging, parents have concerns about that. So they asked that I left that, right?
We don't know just yet because it's very early. I have discussed it with my staff. to not engage in arguing around this. And it's very clear, we are going over norms for the school for all students that have been in your care for the summer, so they can adjust to being in our care. And so it's going to take a little time to norm. We have town hall meetings scheduled for early next week where they hear it again from the administrative staff. And I've just really enforced to my staff that we're not losing instructional time going back and forth with students. So they are to follow the guidance, and administrators will handle consequences or defiance. Any staff member want to add more?
No, I would just say that also during going over expectations, we do, I think, remind students that if they're wearing a watch, they might consider putting it in school mode. Then it's not an issue.
I definitely, as a parent and as a parent of a child who now has a device, but she's in 9th grade, to do like I do, my child cannot make phone calls, text messages, use apps until school is over. So it's locked for most of the day. All righty, moving on. Hearing no questions.
May I ask one more about this? We, at our last Go Team meeting, committed to getting out that survey. And I know Principal Hollis, you followed through on that and distributed the survey to parents. You also committed to getting, I don't know what happened on the teachers or staff end of that. And then you committed to reporting out on that in a future meeting. We didn't name which one. Is that still in the works and in the plans to do?
Yes, we can report out at the next meeting.
Okay. And is that something that you were gonna, I know we left it flexible where if you thought that would be better to report out and incorporate in a principal coffee or a Go Team, since other parents can engage in that conversation and it might partner on an electronic device conversation you already have planned, if that's a better fit.
I still have another week before the principal's copy, so I can muse over that.
Okay, perfect. And just let us know.
Mhm.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. I had to finish writing the notes to myself. I don't think this is anything new for my parents. We knew that the state law, which goes into effect 26-27, was voted on in the spring of this year. And it does include, like we said, smartwatches, tablets, headphones, and such. At this time, we will open the floor for any update on facilities master planning that Ms. Miller may have.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm gonna give you guys the basic overview. We've been meeting since I think our first meeting was at the end of the school year, and we've had 3 cluster meetings. We've had 1 full meeting and then a couple of community meetings. The next few community meetings have been posted on the APS website, but if anybody's listening and wants to write them down, the in-person public meetings will be on August 25th, October 20th, and November 10th, with the anticipation of the board voting on the facilities plan in December. It was very important to them that we make sure people knew that this was a 2 to 3 year, it will be effective in 2 to 3 years, that there are no high school and no cluster boundary line changes proposed in this first iteration of things. and that there will be no unused properties left. So they are going to be working to any properties that are not going to remain as schools to find some other purposes for them. One purpose might be early childhood hubs, and they're trying to expand they are committed to expanding early childhood programs and after school programs in cluster schools. And there are no plans to cut jobs, that this is not meant to be a reduction in force, that it is designed to make sure that our children across the district all have access to resources such as counselors and advanced curriculum and those sorts of things. The process has been interesting, and it has involved a lot of prioritizing, not things such as what do we want our children to learn? What do we want to make sure are in our schools? So I can give you some examples. The condition and state of the facilities, the educational adequacy of facilities, the capacities that facilities can hold, the balancing of services, program equity, financial efficiency, and transportation are some of the things that we've been asked over the course of the process to kind of balance in order to determine how to use facilities going forward. The draft plan, and they wanted us to be very clear about that the draft plan, which will be a working document until voted on, should be released sometime in November. And there are lots of opportunities. It looks like Ms. Elderi posted the flyer, but there are lots of opportunities to engage meetings. And so if you know that there's a special population, you can certainly email me, contact me, and I can forward that on to the task force, the team that's overseeing the task force, because they are willing to make special arrangements to get to communities to make sure that everybody has a voice in the process. And my email is shalanda.miller@gmail.com, SHALANDA.Miller, MILLER @gmail.com. That's
If I could just add a couple things to, so I put in the facility task force members. You can see, because I know many of us come from different communities. So those are the task force members. Shalonda holds the Howard Go Team seat as the chair. They asked all the chairs last year. I hold a community seat, and then you can see there's members across our cluster and others. They are encouraging everyone to use Let's Talk. There's a button on there called Facilities Master Planning, should you have any questions. As Shalonda said, they are offering community meetings as well as scheduled meetings. A couple of us in the Midtown cluster, I know myself, have already reached out, and we have asked for a Midtown cluster, entire cluster specific community meeting. So that formal request has been made for the entire Midtown cluster. And at the conclusion of the meeting, they informed us that these are all assumptions right now. And so nothing is set in stone. And everything, like we know with the VHE process and Springdale Park and lines, it can change any minute at any time, all the way up to the board vote. The first read for the board is November, and the vote will be in December. And you guys should be seeing the proposal the week of the 18th. But they made it very clear at the end that these are all assumptions right now, and they can change at any time, given the feedback from the community and task force.
Thank you, Ms. Miller, for serving on the facilities master planning as a representative from Ms. Elderi for adding more context to the meeting that occurred earlier in this week and over the meetings over the summer.
And if there's anything else, I'll make sure that the Go team is advised, and if I need to come back, I'm happy to come back and report. Like I said, we have a couple more meetings, but those meetings are all open to the public.
Thank you. Okay, as we wrap up and conclude, I just wanted to give some updates. This is as of August 6th at 9:54 p.m. This was the enrollment. At that time, we are still in the process of no-showing and enrolling students. I do want to remind the community that our projected enrollment was supposed to be 1,115 students. So I'll let that digest and marinate for a second. And I also want to bring to your attention that we ended the year with a CCRPI attendance rate of 90.1%. I'm very proud of my staff for that. That actually is also reporting out chronic absenteeism in the positive, right? The percentage of students that do not have chronic absenteeism. Because there's a lot of conversations going on right now in the news around that. We did a lot of things last year to help students to feel a sense of belonging, to increase our attendance, and we were able to do that to get above 90% and rival our elementary peers. Because at this point, we're not rivaling middle school percentages in the district. Do you have any questions about this?
Well, Mrs. Hollis, I just want to commend your leadership as well and just getting us to this place. It is a great achievement, and the staff at Howard, really proud of where we're at as well and what we were able to accomplish last year.
Thank you, Mr. Langdon.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments?
Principal Hollis, I really like this slide throughout the year. It shows the shifting, and I know you add a version of this at the end of every Go team. Is there a way, I don't think I'm missing it, that you could break out by grade wise enrollment on this slide, 6th, 7th, 8th?
I can give you what I have currently, which would not add up to 1231 because what I have currently was at 4:27 p.m. today. Last night. So currently 6th grade, we were at 457, 7th grade at 396, and 8th grade at 366.
And then you said after Friday, end of business day, we'll have a better idea. That was the last day to drop those who no-showed. Is that what you had mentioned?
That is correct.
Okay.
I had a quick question. If I'm understanding it right, which I might not be, but this total enrollment number, it sounds like it's about 100 more than the estimates you were previously given.
115. I'm sorry. So trigger right now for me. But
I'm sorry for rounding down. Every one above 100 matters, I'm sure. I'm just curious, do you have an understanding of like where the source of those additional students is coming from? Is it people moving in, or is it a higher rate of people choosing to stay in the district rather than going private or charter at the middle school level in the cluster compared to before?
I think it's all of the above from what we can tell. We have people moving into the cluster, like from Cobb County, out of state, those kinds of things. We also have a subset of students that's chosen to not go private and come public, which could be for various reasons, just based on the economic state that we're in and where the cluster lines lie, which, encompasses the Veterans Affairs and CDC, like it is very close to where people populate that work in those areas. And so I definitely believe that some families are choosing to make different financial decisions, economic decisions. And then the rest is, I don't know.
Okay.
This is not a norm to have an increase of this much by 1 year that I've ever experienced in the Midtown cluster. And I'm saying from when I was at Midtown, well, Grady Midtown High School to here, this is a huge influx. And I did not open a lot of administrative transfer seats. I get calls all the time to open more. I promise you, I open less than 10. So it's not because it's like, oh yeah, come one, come all. I can't answer this. Well, we knew it was going to trend higher than what the expectations were because it has. Since I've been here, the number that was expected and the number that actually showed up has been higher. But when we say higher, it's like 10, 15. So this is a huge jump. And different people that I spoke with had various reasons why.
Thank you.
And do you get, what is the price per pupil approximately from our budget that we got per student? Was it 10,000 or 9,000 or what was it approximately?
I know in the past it was more like 11.
So we don't receive that
So
for anyone over.
above 115, I mean 1115, we will not receive that whole per pupil amount. No. It ends up being about $5,900 per pupil that we would receive. And at that time, in our next Go Team meeting, I'll share out how that decision was made of what to do with those funds. It would definitely be to add teachers to 6th grade. But how many and where are we shifting staff that are already in rooms in the building? Those are all to be seen or remain to be seen as we continue with tracking enrollment, and it does not end until almost the last week of August.
Do you expect a big dip in this number come Friday at 5?
Every day I tend to find about 15 that I can take off and every morning. And then at the end of the day, it goes right back to 12:30. So we're playing all right now. Very frustrating, mind you. But that's kind of where we are.
Okay.
I really do try to take them off to kind of give a reprieve to my 6th grade teachers and not have them ready to walk out the door because their class sizes are exploding. And it is taking a toll in my connections classes too. They are at 32, 35 right now. That is big for us. It is not big according to the state law. Okay, I just want to frame our thinking. We are not out of compliance with state. Great. Seeing no other questions, I just wanted to bring up, we do have our parent conference dates for this year. I think they're on the website as well. These are the 6 that we'll have after school. We're still waiting to get a little bit more guidance on those half days, which could possibly become another opportunity to have parent conferences. And I will tell you more as I get more information. Upcoming meetings, of course, we're in the Go Team meeting for today, and this was also our parent version of our new student boot camp that's sponsored by PTO. I think it is going on concurrently at this time. We had a huge turnout last night with that, so thank you to the parents and staff that stayed. Our first softball game as we enter the year to try to have a three-peat at being the Atlanta Public School Middle School Champions. First game is August 20th. Very excited to see what our girls do. Our first football game is August 23rd, and curriculum night will be August 26th. We are going to a hybrid of what we did, if you can combine the past 2 years. So taking into account feedback that parents have given, feedback from staff, trying to mirror best of both worlds. There will be about, correct me, staff, if I'm wrong, I think I told you about 8 to 9 minutes in classrooms with bells. We're not suggesting an order in which you visit the teachers because people have twins, people have kids in multiple grades, and I can't manage all that. We would be here until 10 o'clock if I did. So we will have bells to kind of give you time to go back into the classroom, but connections will still have a fair. Questions? Awesome. And I really couldn't change this slide because I wanted to have something for 1923. And if I took what we're doing right now off, then I wouldn't have anything for 1. So now, principals copies, we're going to kind of mix that up this year. We will have virtual and in person. I think some families that are not able to come to in person in the morning will appreciate us having a mixed mode option. As with everything, we try to stream everything anyway, but this will give them opportunity to have voice and input in that time versus just watching and hearing comments and concerns from other community members. So in addition, this year, we have also added the topics so that people can kind of gauge where they want to come. This is not set in stone. It is also on the website. But it pretty much gives us what the year trajectory would look like, pending any important hot topic news from the district that I need to give to families. Any questions about that? And I do have the October date, so we'll be updating that because that's when Midtown comes over and takes over.
Principal Hollis, I just want to say thank you. Since you've committed to making everything virtual or hybrid component. And I know that takes a lot of work on your staff's part and coordinating. And I really think it's valuable and important to our community and can't appreciate that enough that you've said you would do that and you've committed to do that this entire time.
Thank you. Ms. Nolan, you look like you have a question? No, great. You can have a question, but it's after 6, so great. All right. This is an announcement about the G3 Summit. I want to say this has happened multiple years in a row. It is put on by the Go Team office for the district. It is a place for you to come and learn about the district's strategic plan, how they want to engage stakeholders, and how we're going to move forward into the 2040 year. That is amazing. 2040.
We hope you all can make it. This is going to be a great opportunity for you all to work as a team to help build out that 2025 to 2030 plan. So we're trying to get on everybody's calendars as early as possible. We'll have more information soon. Thank you all.
I have a follow-up question.
Yes, ma'am.
Being an Academy soccer mom and now a flag football mom, if all of us cannot make this date, would we just have to add in like a workshop meeting in order to do the things, or?
I'm not entirely sure yet. Part of it is we want to make sure that everything aligns really well, and so we're working with strategy. So we're going to have to see what that looks like as we build this out, but you might have to plan a work session. Yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
We do have that extra meeting built in, guys, so don't get kind of crazy. We can just change it to be a work meeting. Remember to complete your training, especially those who were nominated and confirmed today. You are required to complete orientation within 1 year of joining the team, and it must be renewed every 4 years. Please contact the Go Team office if you have any questions. And that is all that I have today. Does anybody have any other reminders or good for all before we call the meeting to close?
There is the first home Midtown football game next Friday. And there's going to be a post out for all the cluster schools to try to come. It's Hawaiian theme.
Go Knights.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
All in favor? All right, see you on September 8th. Thank you all.
thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.